Ladies and gentlemen, we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. This is the day, the Monday, the Millionaire Monday that the Lord has made. We are rejoicing. We are already rejoicing, and we're already glad in it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know your boy Ramon Preston, my squad. We are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Monday, Millionaire Monday, March the 27th, 2023. And we're live right here, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta at the RPE headquarters. Before we get into today's show, I'm going to be talking to you about the holding company and should you start and structure one. That's what I'm going to be talking to you about today. The holding company. Should you start and structure one? Whether you are a W-2 employee, a 1099 contractor, or you already have a business, or maybe you have a church and a ministry. I want to talk to you today about the holding company, and I'm going to answer the question, should you start one? Should you structure one? I'll give you an answer on that today. So if you would be so kind, hit that like button, hit that share button, tag somebody, let them know the Ramon Preston Show is live, and he about to drop some bombs. I'm talking about give you some game on this thing called the holding company, and he's going to answer the questions on should you start and structure one. So I want to say welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Just in case you're coming on and you don't know, my name is Ramon Preston. I'm the host of the Ramon Preston Show, and every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta from our headquarters in our studio that you can obviously see just from the padding behind me. We are still working on. So we have a lot of equipment that's still coming in. We have a lot of just cosmetic things that we need to do. We have some technological things that we're working on. So I know within the next few weeks, we should be, crossing the home plate with our studio. But guess what? It ain't stopping your boy from showing up. Man, listen here. I don't even care if I got a studio. I'm going to show up because I got information I want to share with my people, and I want to help my people get to the next level. So welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I come here every Monday through Friday because I want to share information with you. Information that has brought me from hood figure to seven figures. Information that I have learned over the course of the last 20 years that has changed and transformed my life. It has changed and transformed the lives of so many people that I personally work with, whether they were in our church or are in our church, or whether they were just clients and students that we've met that have gotten into our ecosystem and who have joined our program. So I'm talking to you today about the holding company. That's what I want to talk to you about. If you don't know what a holding company is, if you don't understand the concept of a holding company, I'm not getting into all the details of what a holding company is, but I do want to answer the question on should you start and structure one? Should you start and structure one? I'm going to give you a few reasons why I am convinced 100% that you should start and structure a holding company. And it really don't matter where you at. You could be a stay-at-home parent. You can be unemployed. You could be in transition professionally. You could be a W-2 employee, a 1099 contractor. You can already have a LLC that you operate and making money in. And I'm still going to tell you, yes, you should start and structure a holding company. So you should be taking notes that you heard me say it right here live. Ramon Preston said, it don't matter where I am on the economic spectrum of unemployed or preacher, minister, pastor, CEO, got a LLC. Ramon Preston is saying I should start and structure a holding company. You doggone right you should start and structure a holding company. And if you knew what I knew about holding companies, and if you learned what I teach about holding companies, you're going to be feeling the same way. So let me share a few things with you why I'm convinced you need to start and structure a holding company, okay? And so a lot of this I teach, all of this actually, all of this I teach in my Millionaire Blueprint program, which by the way, If you look in the description of this video, you're going to see a $97 special. I'm literally giving you access to my signature program called the Millionaire Blueprint. It's an online business and financial educational program. It's a wealth building system. That's why we call it a blueprint, because I teach you all the ins and outs of what you need to do to start, structure, and scale your finances and your business to at least $1 million. That's why it's called the Millionaire Blueprint. But inside of that Millionaire Blueprint, we have one specific program called the Holding Company Program. I teach you all the things you need to know on how to start and structure a holding company. And I'm gonna tell you something, that holding company program that I have inside of my Millionaire Blueprint, it's so cold. For those of you that ain't from the hood, what I mean is, it's so amazing that I have documents, forms for your operating agreement. I show you how to draft that agreement. I show you how to obtain your EIN for a holding company, how to file your paperwork for your articles of organization. I have walkthrough tutorials. Like, I literally got walkthrough video tutorials showing you step by step what you need to do. And it don't matter where you at. You don't have to be in Georgia for what I'm teaching you to work, because I dig into all the details. For example, if you're in another state, your Secretary of State might not be like my Secretary of State. So I show you like those nuances. What do you need to look for? What do you need to do? And I provide all the information so that you can be clear on not just why a holding company is important, but what to do with the holding company. Because I know a lot of people, they reach out to us and they ask us, can you file and form my paperwork? Of course we can file and form your paperwork. Of course we could start your holding company LLC and your operating company LLC. We have a corporate services division. But more importantly, when you do get that paperwork, when you do get that company set up right, do you know how to run it? That's the question. Do you know how to actually use it? That's why the question today in the title is, should you start and structure one? See, starting one is one thing. Whether it's a holding company or just a regular business, starting a business is one thing in terms of filing and forming the paperwork, getting your EIN, getting your operating agreement, getting your articles of organization, getting your bank account. That's the startup part. Okay, how you gonna structure it now? How you gonna use it? Like, what is the benefit of you having it? So you have to learn all those ins and outs. So today, I'm gonna just give you a few things that I believe are reasons why you should start and structure a holding company. Now, a lot of this, if not all of this, it may be worded a little different in those programs that I'm talking about that you see in the description. I'm giving you access to it today for $97. And you can actually click on that link that you see in the description, and it'll take you to preview everything that's just in that holding company course. Not in the Millionaire Blueprint, just in that course, but you can get access to it for $97 today. So the first reason why you should start and structure a holding company is for protection. That's one of the biggest reasons why most smart business owners and investors, especially wealthy people, this is one of the biggest reasons why they start and structure holding companies. Because if you have an operating business here, we're going to just use OE for operating entity. If you have an operating entity, right, and that operating entity is going out into the marketplace, let's say if that operating entity goes into the marketplace to sell a product and service, but let's say if you have a trademark, right? You got a trademark. Let's say if you got intellectual property, like there's a certain way you do business, no matter what it is. There's a certain way you do what you do. There's a certain process you got. There's a certain system that you use. There's a certain step-by-step game plan that you have for your business that distinguishes you from other businesses. Well, that can be considered IP, like intellectual property. What if you have copyrights? What if you have copyrights? Okay. What if you have other assets? Whether it's ownership interests in other businesses or real estate or vehicles or equipment. Let's just say hypothetically you got one business, but you got some of all this. And I teach my students and clients this because even if you don't think you got this stuff, you do got this stuff. If you got a business and your business got a name, it got a bank account, it got an EIN number, it got articles of organization, most people who got LLCs don't even have an operating agreement. So I can help you with that just off the rip. But my point in this is, when you start looking at other things that have value in your business, like trademarks, intellectual property, copyrights, ownership interests in other businesses, it could be equipment, it could be real estate. All these things become valuable assets to that business that's out there making money. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the first reason why starting and structuring a holding company should be extremely important to you is because you want protection. Well, what do you want to protect yourself from? You want to protect yourself from the people out here who could sue you. And if they sue this business that has all this stuff in it because you don't know how to separate this stuff, you don't understand the concepts that people like me talking about, you hold all this liable. So what you do is you create a holding company up here. And now your holding company can own the operating company. And instead of you standing here owning this company, you come up here and you move yourself from here so that your company, your holding company, can own the operating company. You up here, so you have another layer of protection. But then all this stuff here, I would be transferring all this stuff to this company. I want my holding company to own my trademarks, my holding company to own my intellectual property, my holding company to own my copyrights, my holding company to own ownership interests. I want my holding company not necessarily to own the real estate, but my holding company may own another LLC over here that actually owns the real estate. Do you see what I'm saying? It could be other equipment. Maybe your equipment stays with this company, or maybe you start an equipment company, equipment leasing company. It's so many ways to do this, but I'm just showing you the protection side of the holding company and why it's so powerful and it's so important. Now, if you following me, I want you to really take good notes, but please leave a comment and leave some type of takeaway. Like, put something in the comments to let me know you understand what I'm saying. It ain't just for me to read it and my team, but it's for people who come on these videos to see what we talking about. Almost 90% of the people that I talk to who reach out to me and my team from the internet, almost 90% of these people, I ain't telling you no lie, almost 90% of these people tell me that they found me because I was having this conversation. Because a lot of people ain't having this conversation, and or if they having a conversation, they're not really giving you a lot of the nuts and bolts of it. All right? And I want you to have the nuts and bolts of it. And imagine this, everything that I share with you online through my show and through videos is only a snippet of all the information I have on my university training platform through my Millionaire Blueprint. So I got a whole lot more information. So this is the first reason why you want to start and structure. We're going to get to that structure part in a minute. But this is the first reason why you want to start and structure a holding company, because of protection. Second reason, preservation. What do you mean by preservation? Well, now if I set up my holding company like this, let's say, for example, and I got LLCs down here that I own, and I might have some divisions under my holding company that I could run through my holding company, because my holding company becomes like an asset management company. It becomes like the broker between me and my companies. And there are other things that you can also do through a holding company. But let's just say you have this set up. Where does the preservation kick in at? Well, number one, the preservation is about something lasting long. You know, like when you eat food, certain foods have preservatives because the preservatives give them longer shelf life. Have you ever heard that? So you could buy some fresh bread. That bread won't last 2-3 days. You can buy some of that fake bread that got a whole lot of preservatives in it, and it might last 3 weeks. What's the difference? Preservation. So your business has preservation when you build it like a holding company, because now all those assets that I was talking about earlier that you protecting, they are now preserved, even if you no longer want to do this business. Because at some point you might not want to do the thing you do. You might not want to cut grass and trim trees and paint houses and service clients. Maybe you don't want to do that stuff forever. And maybe you either want to pivot and exit out of that business and sell it, give it to a child, or maybe just have somebody that you hired to run it, and maybe you want to get away from it. So you don't want all your life tied up in something that you don't really want to be in for the next 20 years, or you just know you want to pivot out. You want preservation. So now this provides the preservation because you don't have to hire people in your holding company. You can hire people in your operating company. So preservation is important. The second reason with the preservation as well is the holding company that has divisions here and then subsidiaries here that might keep having subsidiaries, or you might have more subsidiaries over here. However you build this infrastructure out, is different ways to do it. But I'm just explaining to you the second point in this preservation, that now because you are here as the owner of the holding company, when the time comes that you create a trust, and you might do it initially. Well, a lot of times, the same way you removed yourself as the owner of this company here, so that this company can be owned by this company, and now you own the holding company, it's kind of the same thing that you're going to do when you create a trust. You're going to move yourself from here, you're going to put a trust here as the owner, and now you're going to put yourself at the top of the trust. That's preservation, baby. I'm telling you, that's the game. And all of y'all should be doing it. And you shouldn't be thinking, well, I got to wait till I got $10 million to do it. No, you shouldn't. Just because you listening to people who telling you you should wait till you have $10 million to do it, don't mean you need to wait till you got $10 million to doing it. You should be doing it now at $10,000. That's just like somebody saying, well, you don't need this, you don't need that. Well, if let's say, for example, somebody say you don't need life insurance. Okay, do you have $10 million saved? No, I ain't got $10 million saved. Well, if somebody's got money saved and they can afford not to have life insurance, so they can pay that $20,000 or $30,000 to bury themselves, then maybe they don't need it. But you ain't there yet. Don't put yourself in no position. And it's the same way with this type of structure that I'm talking about. Okay. Third reason why you should start and structure a holding company. Number 3 is production. Production is important to your holding company because you have the ability to produce more. You have the ability to produce more. This is where production comes in at. So let me give you another example. And I just keep showing you this because I want you to really wrap your mind around it. So OE is operating entity. That's the LLC that you might be using to go out there and sell a product, provide a service, something that you don't want to necessarily run through your holding company because you want to protect it and you want to preserve it, right? So your holding company is the house that you stand on top of. So how does production play into this? Well, production plays into this many ways. One way production is important to a holding company infrastructure is that you're able to accomplish more over the life of your business. Like, I'm gonna give you like an easy example, okay? So me and my wife, we're in real estate, okay? Me and my wife, we're in real estate. So let's just say my wife and I, we down here with a operating entity and we provide real estate. So my wife is a real estate agent. She can represent buyers and sellers. Okay, so that's one stream of income. All right. My wife and I, we have a consulting business, so we can provide consulting, right? Now, we might not provide consulting through the real estate business, meaning that if somebody wants us to sell their house or buy a house for them, that contract ain't gonna have the same name of the business it is that the contract if they said, I want you to consult me too, or I want you to coach me for a year so that I can buy more houses. I'm just giving you a hypothetical example, right? Okay, there may be another business that they're gonna participate in. So here they got one business. It could be, let's say if it's the Preston team, for example. The Preston team, I'm gonna just show you how the production works. The Preston team could be one entity that they do business with in terms of them buying real estate or selling real estate, okay? Then the RP Consulting Group could be another entity that they do business with if they want us to consult them. Okay, so what if they want to get educated? They want to join the Millionaire Blueprint. Okay, RP University. This is a whole nother entity, RP University. So what I'm showing you is the production starts multiplying and accelerating because I have built an infrastructure and I understand the concept of this infrastructure. Even if all three of these are not three separate entities, there's still three separate business operations that I'm not trying to mesh all in one entity because I don't understand how a holding company creates production. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm giving you free game today. Like, even though I'm offering my Millionaire Blueprint for only $99 a month, so you could get started for $90 or $97, like, even if you don't want to buy it, just watching this stuff, you should be like, man, let me send this dude an offering of $97. Let me just be a blessing to this dude. Okay, the fourth reason why you want to start and structure a holding company is purchasing. It's purchasing power. Some people don't believe this, but if this is me right here, okay, and I own 4 different businesses. So let's say I own LLC 1, LLC 2, LLC 3, and LLC 4. Now, here's the thing. If I own all 4 of these LLCs, and let's say I'm generating some revenue in all 4, or I got some pretty good credit, you know, my credit is pretty good, and I want to go get a loan. I could go to the bank and work on getting a loan through all 4 of these entities separately. And there's some entities, they're going to look at my personal credibility, my personal income. They're going to look at the business credibility and maybe the business income. They might look at some, they might look at both. Depends on the institution. But I have to do this in a way to where I can't use the revenue over here all the time because of how I have it structured. And I have issues with moving money around when they're all separate entities because there's no what we call synchronization. There's no synchronization with these 4. Now you look at that setup, and number one, I'm not protected the way I could be because I'm the owner of all 4 of these entities. So my preservation is limited, my protection, my production, and my purchasing power. Now I could take these same 4 entities and I could do this. I could put me at the top. I could put one of those 4 under me, and then I could take the other 3 and make the other 3 subsidiaries. Now, number one, it looks cleaner. So I got protection, I got better preservation, better production. It looks cleaner. There's a synchronization. And I do actually have more purchasing power or better purchasing power because all the money that's here, that's here, that's here. Of course, I can, if they're separate LLCs, I could go get loans and credit on them separately. But I can also take all 3 of these as a conglomerate because they're going to pass up through to here, and I can make this a bigger deal. So it's not that I can't still do it with the 3, but I'm doing it with the 3 and I can do it with this one. And now this one has even more purchasing power. Like people on Wall Street and these great, big, massive companies, they do this. This is what they doing. And they winning. It's just the little guys and gals like us who don't know this because we so focused on being workers through a business, we're not thinking about being business owners and enterprise CEOs. That's what I'm teaching you to be. So the fourth reason why you should start and structure a holding company is positioning. Positioning. Now, again, when I talk to you about a holding company from a legal perspective, because I always get this question, well, if it's a holding company, you can't do nothing in the holding company. Who said you can't do nothing in the holding company? The primary purpose of the holding company, do you hear me? The primary purpose of the holding company is to actually hold assets. So that would be trademarks, intellectual property, ownership interests of other businesses, copyrights. Okay, that's what it holds. It could be paper notes, like stocks or bonds. It could even be crypto if that's how you want to roll with it. If you want to, that's on you. But my point is, you're not going to put real estate on that list because real estate is volatile. Real estate is risky. You always want that real estate to be in a separate entity. But for the holding company, when you understand how you position yourself with the holding company, you actually can use your holding company as an asset manager. So your holding company is actually operating. The primary purpose may just be for it to hold this stuff, but who gonna manage this stuff? The person who owns it. So your holding company is like an asset manager. You might not have everybody in this company operating, but it is an asset manager. And if you position yourself right, you can provide the consulting and the high level service of the owner of a holding company through that holding company and run it through it. And you have insurance on yourself as a professional and on your company. You're going to be good to go. I hope I'm making sense to you. All right. And here's the final reason why you should start and structure a holding company. Processes are critical. So I'm using the word processes because, of course, I want to be, I want to flow accurately, but processes is really about systems. Processes is all about systems. And this is why I'm so adamant, I'm always going in on everybody about this, because once you start a holding company, now you need to structure it. So how do you structure it? I'm not talking about filing and forming the paperwork. I ain't talking about you getting an EIN number. I ain't talking about you getting a Duns and Bradstreet, a NAV account. I'm not talking about that type of structuring. When I talk about structuring a holding company, here's what I'm talking about doing. Okay, you have a holding company. You're at the top of the holding company, whether you got divisions under your holding company or you got legitimate subsidiaries. When I talk about, okay, let me just say it this way. When you starting the holding company, this is the holding company. When I'm talking about starting, I'm talking about filing, forming, your EIN, your operating agreement, your articles of organization, your bank account. Okay, this is all the start stuff. This could be your NAV, your D&B, whatever the stuff is that you want to do. All that you could kind of flesh out at the start. What I'm talking about over here is structure. This is why a lot of people that I talk to who text me, who send me DMs and messages, who reach out to me wanting to know more about my holding company course, my Millionaire Blueprint, my coaching. This is why I talk so much about it, because they might have this part and some of them don't even have this, because you don't know how to file and form your paperwork. You don't know what the language you're supposed to use for a holding company LLC as opposed to an operating LLC. You don't have an operating agreement. You don't have an operating agreement. So you ain't even got the operating agreement, and you might not even know what you're supposed to check when you get in your articles of organization. So the truth is, most people don't even know how to properly start a holding company. Most people don't even know how to properly start it. So you got to get that part right first, but let's just assume you get that part right. Now you got to figure out the structure. And when I'm talking about structuring a holding company, I'm talking about the main systems and processes that you need integrated into this. So you need, of course, you need an executive system. That's for you as the CEO, right? You need a marketing system. That's for either a CMO, a chief marketing officer when you get one, or for somebody who's going to help. Even if you have a content creator, you still need an area of your business that's dedicated to that. You need a sales system. This is the CSO. You need a financial system. This is the CFO. And then you need an operations. This is the COO. So even when you don't have these particular executives to assume the role, at least when you get help in your business, if you're doing all of this by yourself, at least you know what area, what system you are actually doing business in. So this holding company with divisions and subsidiaries needs structure. And the way you structure it is by making sure you have systems and processes in place. So I want to show you how to do all of this. And I've made it so easy for you because inside of this link, inside of this description of this video, you see there's a link. I'm offering just for $97 as a special, $97 a month, you get access to a $5,000 program called the Millionaire Blueprint. And we show you everything you need to know to do this, start holding companies, divisions, subsidiaries, and structure. I've got courses on all of this. I coach people every day on all of this. I know how to do this, and I've done it so many times, I can do it in my sleep. And so if you are interested, eager, desperate to reorganize your current LLC or LLCs, or if you don't have none and you just want to do it right the first time, or maybe you put it together, you know it enough, but you feel like you all over the place. The reason why you feel as a business owner you all over the place is not just because you don't have the structure, the holding company concept started right. Sometimes you feel like you all over the place because you don't have it structured right. If you just learn this, it will change what you do every day, and I promise you will see an increase in your revenue. You will see an increase in your productivity. You're going to see an increase in everything. So I'm offering you today access to my holding company course and all of the other courses that we have in our Millionaire Blueprint program. And you can get access to it today. I'm talking about for $97. Of course, if you wanted my Millionaire Blueprint program and you want coaching, we have a Millionaire Mentorship program that you could get access to for $147. That's just $50 more. So if you want to do it yourself, you might be a DIYer. I want to do it. What is it? Do it yourself. It's DIY. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, this $97 a month program will be perfect for you. You could go on there, you could deep dive, you can gorge, you can binge watch those videos, and you can learn all this stuff in the matter of hours. I have students that have gotten access to this program, and within a week or so, they had their holding company started, they had their operating agreements drafted, they got so good at it, they was helping other people do theirs. You could do all that for $97. If you feel like you just don't want access to the online courses, but you would like to join me for my weekly coaching calls like tonight, I host a coaching call every Monday, and maybe you would like to visit and join me for my workshops. We host workshops and boot camps all year long for everyone that's in our Millionaire Mentorship Program. You could get access to that for as low as $147 a month. It's just a $50 swing. So all you have to do is just text the word millionaire, because that's what I want you to be. Text the word millionaire to 678-276-8253. You text the word millionaire to me, I'm going to reach back out to you, or one of my team members will reach back out to you now, and we will call you and we'll take a few minutes to assess where you are in your business, even if it's just the startup phase, or if you already have existing businesses but you just feel like you're all over the place. We'll assess your situation quickly, just take a few minutes, and we will share more information with you on the program that we feel, and you may agree, works best for you. So it's either our online program called the Millionaire Blueprint. You learn at your own pace. You have 24-hour access to it, 365 from any device. You can learn everything you want to learn about holding companies. You can learn everything you need to learn about building a legitimate business system. We teach you these systems and processes, how to actually integrate them into your business. You can learn all that. If you feel like learning it yourself is not easy and you need me and my team to work with you on a week-to-week basis, then we have that Millionaire Mentorship Program that includes the Millionaire Blueprint for only $50 more. So you either pay $97 and get access to it for as long as you want to, $97 a month, or you get access to the Millionaire Mentorship Program. So if you have any questions, put the questions in the comments. Please give me some feedback. Let me know what your takeaways are. I already know, y'all, like I'm telling you, I'm not saying this like being cocky and arrogant, but I know it because the proof is in the pudding. I already know most people who know about holding companies ain't teaching what I'm teaching. They don't even want to share that much information, especially for free on the internet. But I want to help people, and I make enough money to know what I do is helping a lot of people, and I'm going to keep talking about it because I want to keep helping people. So I would love to hear from you. Text the word millionaire to 678-276-8253. And if you look in the description of this video, you're going to see a link. You can literally click that link and go preview. You can go preview my holding company course or my Millionaire Blueprint. You could go preview all that. I don't know if, excuse me, if I'll be able to pull it all up. Let me see if I can pull it up while we're live just to show you. If you have any questions, just put the question in the comment, or if you just have a takeaway. I would love to know what your biggest takeaway was from today's show. Just put it in the comments. I really would love to know what that takeaway is. RamonPreston.com. Yes, that's what I meant. Okay, here we go right here. I just want to see if I can show y'all real quick what that program is, even though I have the link in there. So this is my main website right here. This is our university training platform, Ramon Preston University. So again, if you click one of those links that you see in the description, it's going to take you to my university training platform. I highly recommend, if you want to take advantage of the $97 offer that we have, or if you just need more clarity to make sure you're making the right decision, I highly recommend you reach out to us, because what we do in-house is a little different, because we're able to talk with you and communicate with you. Of course, you can always go here, buy what you want to buy. You get instant access to it once your payment is processed on the platform. But if you just need more of a personal touch and need more clarity, that's why I want you to text the word millionaire to 678-276-8253. But again, if you go here and if you clicked on the Millionaire Blueprint, this is my online training program. Let's click on there and let's see if we can get to that page. Are you? Yep, we're already on the page. All right, so here we go. This page, you go down and it says you can preview all training programs below. So you'll see a list of all the programs, and courses that we have in the Millionaire Blueprint. So let me open this up, and there it is. There's one course. This is one of about 27 to 35 courses that we have available. This one is on how to start and structure a holding company. You can click on there and you can literally see all the modules inside. The power of a holding company. First steps in creating your holding company. The second module, understanding a holding company. Leveraging a holding company. 5 reasons for starting a holding company. 5 ways to make money through a holding company. 5 common documents for a holding company. Asset purchase agreement, equipment lease agreement, residential lease agreement, a loan agreement, a consulting agreement, a LLC operating agreement. I have in this module training on the SMS matrix. This is a creative holding company concept. This is where I show you how to actually position yourself properly in the marketplace with your holding company. Now, if you want to hide your name and your holding company and you want anonymity, then that ain't gonna work for you. But if you want to create a brand and you want to position yourself as an expert and a brand ambassador in the marketplace, so you can build something indestructible, that SMS matrix teaches you all of that. Here's another module on mastering the holding company. 10 common ways to use a holding company. Part 1 and part 2. I have a guide for those ways. Using a holding company for asset management. Okay, using a holding company for partnerships. Then we have like things to know about holding companies. So here's where I answer a lot of questions. Things to know. Let me see, I have question after question in each of these. So I literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules of videos stacked inside answering common questions, so that these are things you need to know. Can a trust holder own a holding company? Should W-2 employees and 1099 contractors own a holding company? Can a holding company own a nonprofit? Can your existing LLC be owned by a new holding company? Should I use a subsidiary for investing in stocks? Does a holding company file taxes? Can you operate business activity out of a holding company? Module after module. Can an LLC own an S Corp? How many separate entities do you need under a holding company? Should my holding company or my subsidiary pursue funding? Can I use an existing LLC as a holding company? How many businesses can I have under it? How do you license intellectual property, equipment, or other assets? What is the best way to invest through a holding company? How should we position our kids and families in our holding company? What is the best way to get funding for your holding company? How does real estate work in a holding company? I mean, question after question. What are the tax advantages of a holding company? What is an asset transfer agreement? What is a lease agreement in a holding company? What is the difference between an investment company and I'm giving you the game right here, y'all. Here's another module on managing the day-to-day operations, the 4 P's of a holding company. I have a whole entire holding company workshop that I teach it's a 4-hour deep dive. It's 4 hours. So we split it into 2 videos on here so you can get the first 2 hours and the last 2 hours. And we host live holding company workshops all the time. We have one coming up next month, by the way. And then I have a do-it-yourself business startup kit. So I have your LLC procedures and articles. I have walkthrough tutorials for your SS4 form, like what do you need to put in there when you file it. Your operating agreement, I have a tutorial to show you how to draft your operating agreement. We got a Duns and Bradstreet link. We have a link if you want to get a seal kit for your certificates. We have a link to any legal form. It's everything you need. And that's just one course. That's just one course in that Millionaire Blueprint. I promise you, it doesn't matter how proficient you are, you ain't going to be able to get through all that information that quick. It's going to take you time to learn it, to understand it, and then to put it to practice. So you want access to it? You can literally get access to it. Instant access right now, $97. And every month you pay $97 to have access to it Or if you need that along with coaching, my weekly mentorship coaching calls and my workshops so that you can join me in person or virtually for workshops. So all the things that I teach you on, sales, marketing, financials, operations, coaching and consulting, systems and processes, I actually have workshops that complement all the courses for those who are in my mentorship program. Like, you cannot lose when you have this type of information and support. So just text the word millionaire to 678-276-72. I'm sorry, not 72. I'm with my old number, 8253. Hey, listen, thank you so much for joining the show today. Do me a big favor. Put in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. And also, please, please, please subscribe to my YouTube page. Follow me on Instagram. Like, my team and I, especially my son is my social media manager and content creator. My son working so hard to get me to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. We probably got like 8,500 right now. He trying so hard to get me to 10. On Instagram, we got like 3,100. We working hard to get to 10,000. I need your support. I'm asking you, please go to those platforms, type in Ramon Preston, at Ramon Preston. I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitter, all at Ramon Preston, and hit that subscribe button, hit the notification button, follow me, and share this information with other people so that we can help our community, our entrepreneurs in this crazy season, elevate, rise to the top, and start winning with their income and with their revenue. I love and appreciate all of you. I'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta from our headquarters on the Ramon Preston Show. Until tomorrow.